Hey Miles, I had a couple thoughts of my own on subscribers for you. I certainly don't know how YouTube decides what to feature, and personally, I try to ignore the featured videos for the most part. Occasionally, something with some good subject matter will catch my eye and introduce me to a new person. But for the most part, most of what I watch is people I'm subscribed to, and I do encounter new things largely through people they respond to, occasionally through people who respond to them. And I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to point that out because I don't really understand the featured thing too much. I mean, I don't even look at the charts and stuff. So yeah, maybe I'm weird. Uh, Maybe I'm not a good person to, you know, be basing things on. But anyways, sorry, I'm kind of rambling here. Uh, I'm a pretty new subscriber to you. A month or so. We chatted on Stickcam once or whatever, twice, whatever. Funny joke, right? uh, to Ian, you remember that? That was hilarious. I actually 2 hours after that, I was getting ready for bed, and I started laughing at that again just because it was so funny. Uh, it's like there's miles between you and the webcam. Sorry. Ah, maybe you had to be there. Um, Miles, listen. Uh, just as an example, compare your subscriber base to mine. Now, of course, I've only been on here for a few months, or 5 maybe, I don't know. So, you know, maybe not too good to compare you to me or whatever because of the time difference. But what I wanted to say is, I already feel overwhelmed with the number of subscribers I have. Not that my videos are filling up with text comments or so much attention is drawn to me that I'm getting a hate comment every day. Uh, it's not like I'm behind on reading text comments from anyone or like I keep up fairly well with messages. I have about 10 unread right now, but those are things that were like brief hellos or spam. Oh, I hate spam. Okay, no, even that's not that bad on here. Not compared to MySpace or you know email. Anyway, get on with the point. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I used to look at the channel pages of all my subscribers and kind of, click on a couple videos, watch those. But even now, I'm behind on the videos my subscriptions are putting out, and uh, so my last 10 subscribers, hey, nice to meet you. Yeah, I haven't looked at your channel pages yet. Um, yeah, makes me feel kind of guilty. Uh, I mean, but what's expected of us out here? Nothing, right? I mean, this is all just a tool for me to use, and there's no reason to judge other people based on how they use the site, unless they're going around causing emotional anguish or whatever. I don't know. Certainly, we can judge people. We all have the right to judge people, but uh, that's obviously a personal thing and it's an opinion, and we should all keep in mind that That's, anyways. But yeah, so the feature thing, I don't know how that works, but right, like, how are we gonna treat that? Are we gonna consider that, like, because of the mystery behind how they choose featuring, and they do that so that we out here can't exploit it, right? If they give us a list of ways they evaluate things, then suddenly we're all working based on lists. Uh, they could give us some general guidelines, but we can probably all assume pretty general guidelines, and then it's probably pretty accurate, Or maybe there's some system where certain YouTube employees get to choose one person each week to add, to the featured list. I don't know. And we can go on guessing about this. It's kind of silly. We can just leave it as a mystery, and I'm fine myself just not knowing, what's going on. And, personally, I don't really care to get featured. I mean, yeah, that's hard to say because it would be more validation. It would probably make me excited. I'm not gonna lie here. Um, you know, just straight shooting the straight shit. But still, I mean, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna like consider them gods all of a sudden, and we're gonna go around like either begging to the gods and calling their names out in the hopes that they'll notice us, or uh, try and base our whole guidelines for how we make videos, like our our priorities and intents? Are we going to just gear those towards what they're looking for? Like, is that the thing? Is that what we're trying to set up here? That like they're above us, and this is a giant blessing that they bestow on those of us that are lucky enough, or are we going to try and push for some sort of law system where suddenly we all have, like there's police that enforce the who gets featured, right? And there's like a YouTube judicial system, right? Judicial, uh, where like people can sue, just virtually sue YouTube, uh, because they think someone else was inappropriately featured, or they think someone's done something to warrants them being removed from the featured list, or, I mean, this stuff is all crazy, and you know, uh, I don't think you're like, uh, I'm not trying to belittle your outlook or anything. Don't get me wrong. Uh, I accept that most people are more interested in views and subscriptions than I am, and that's cool. And again, I'm not just trying to be some like, uh, like mean, not mean, but just like I'm not trying to inflate myself through humility or whatever. Okay. But yeah, just take it all into perspective. And what I would say is, which would you prefer? Like 10,000 subscriptions that never watch, right? Or half of them start ignoring your videos because they never seem to be as good as that first one they saw, right? Uh, or the other option, would you rather have just like 100 subscribers who watched all your videos and were quite interactive with you, and occasionally like sent you private messages, or asked you to engage in like collaborative projects, or gave you ideas for videos, asked, like, what the hell